Yeah, but
Go ahead.
something is interesting about you actually that I couldn't. You're probably like the first guy that I know that have gained so much size from like the traditional devices with like that nose. So you said that you use size genetics.
Yeah, but I was for over 2 years, man, and I was hammering out like 8, 9 hours a day,
This
especially
is
like the first
mind
year.
blowing. This is like crazy.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I've always been with everything in my life, man. I've always been like not extreme, but when I do something, I do it hard. I do it like
You
all
go
the
all
way.
in, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like an all-in guy, and I just like I just remember, man, I learned about it, and pretty much I was in. They said about 400 hours equals your first inch.
Right.
So I was just like, I'm just gonna go all the way in. And then one thing that actually helped me a lot was I realized probably like 3 months into my journey, I felt I wasn't doing that much traction. So
Hmm.
I really like, made sure that like I would put my penis in there and it'd almost slip out, but no,
Yeah.
it would just be just enough before it slips out, and I'll hold it in there. And also I was doing like weights and pumping and bulking a little bit, but like the first part of my journey was just only like length, and that's what I really focused on. And I
Yeah.
just did the all day stretcher, and yeah.
So you use the device, and how much traction did you use? Do you have any idea, like in terms of the tension that you're using?
So dude, that's actually what confused me because the size genetics, it's like they said like make sure you have this level of traction, and like I had their device is kind of hard to like figure out the exact traction,
Yeah.
which is why I'm pumped, man, about I'm not for sure if you shared to your audience yet about like you having your own device, man, that make it
Yeah.
easier for people. Because I felt like the all day stretcher, man, I have it right here. Like
Yeah.
I felt like it was easy to apply and use, but it's hard to really determine like how much I'm doing.
Right.
But I just did it until I felt I felt like a good stretch and just kept it there.
Yeah. So you didn't. I mean, obviously, with such device, you cannot do high tension because
Exactly.
now, like nowadays, that's the hype, which is like high tension, low time. A lot of guys are saying that they're getting results from it. I don't know the I don't know how accurate that is because, people claim a lot of things online. And when it comes to actual proof of like, well, how much size you gained, a lot of people would either say, I gained this size and then only show like the results photo. And they're like, oh, well, I didn't take the first photo or whatever. Or like the photos are not like, or they're not measuring the penis properly. So it's like it's very difficult to kind of navigate through what works and what doesn't. Um, and and yeah, like people claim so many different things, and it's kind of difficult to get an accurate, method that works for everybody. And perhaps there isn't any. Perhaps like some method, like high tension, works for some people better than others. And then the way you did it, which is a lot of hours during the day, and from what I'm understanding, low tension, and that gained you like almost 2 inches, which is like insane.
I was also doing the weights. So I did weights for like probably like 6 months probably. I was doing weights.
And how much weights and how long?
So I would only do I'll do 20 minutes like three times a week
Yeah.
at 2 pounds. And that was really intense. And then I was also doing the penis pump. I was probably doing that like in the height of like my because I like hit penis health really hard for like probably like 15 months.
Mm.
So and now I'm kind of like focused on different parts of my penis health, but I'm not as like hard about it because I feel like I'm at a good size where I'm happy, and like I'm still growing, but not as intense. But I was doing like weights, I was doing pumping, I was
Yeah.
doing traction, a little bit of joking, but like my penis got sore, man. So I there's only so many things you can do.
Yeah, yeah,
But
sure.
probably 70% of my growth was from like what I was doing with the traction device, and
Mm.
then probably the other 30% was like pumping and weights.
Got it. Okay. So, but from the weights that you're saying, so 2 pounds is still considered like low tension because like some guys are like stretching with 10, 15, 20. Like,
Dude, I don't know how people do that because like when I got the Zen hanger, I was using a Zen hanger.
yeah,
I did my first pound and I was like, okay, wow, this is like I'm not used to. And then I did 2 pounds. I'm like, damn, like those ligaments, I can like feel it, man. And then like, because my package went up to 6 pounds. I'm like, I can't do, I don't know how people are doing 6 pounds. Like that is just like, that's dangerous, man. Because I've actually worked with clients that literally has like injured ligaments in their penis, and like now they can't get hard. So like that kind of scared me a little bit. So I kind of took away from that, but also like I've always been my entire life like consistency and
Right.
finding like the safest but most effective way, where that's why I like the all day stretcher, because it's like you put it on, you forget about it, and it's like, it's very hard to actually injure your penis with low traction.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I think
that
actually
was like,
that's the right approach of like, which is why most people fail, in my opinion, is because they want the results now. And then they see somebody online that claimed, they got an inch in a month or whatever. And they're like, well, why am I not getting that? And then they forget that it's just like with weightlifting, is like, first of all, some people gain way faster than others, like way faster. And
yeah.
and also it takes time, and like most people are just, they don't have the patience to put in, you know 3, 4, 5, 6 hours per day for a few months, in my opinion. Like if you didn't put in like at least 6 months, you can't really judge. like imagine imagine you're growing, let's say 1 millimeter per month, so that's like 10 millimeter, like half an inch per year, right? Like it's impossible for you to notice those results unless
Yeah.
unless like half a year passed, or 8 months or something like that. So like we're talking about really small gains, and especially when it comes to like if you're measuring while erect, peanut, like the erection quality can really affect your measurements a lot, and it varies between day to day. So
Yeah.
it's kind of tough to tell unless you give yourself enough time, and then you can know for sure.
And it's actually crazy because when I first started, so like I have a penis course, and like my first picture was actually after 9 months, because when I first started, I like had no idea if it was gonna work. But I just remember like one day I was like, my dick looks bigger today. Like I just like started noticing. I'm like, wait, this is actually working. So like, but that was 9 months after using the device pretty much almost every single day.
Yeah, but the
And
thing
I
is,
think,
with your results, actually, even though it's 9 months, like you can still see massive difference between 9 months and then like 15 months, 2 years, like clear, there are some results where like you see them and you're like, I'm not sure, like it could be erection quality, it could be like something else, but with your results, like a clear cut, like it's definitely like you gained massive amounts of size while using a device that nobody uses nowadays, honestly. Like when you told me that you're using it, I'm like, dude, how did you even manage to put it on? Like I had this device like, I don't know, 12 years ago, and I could never, like my skin gets stuck in those like in those what do you call them, the tubes that connect.
oh, like the little,
Yeah,
the little,
exactly, under, yeah, under, like where they go inside the plastic. Like
yeah.
I always pull my skin and it hurts like a motherfucker, so I could never make it work. So I'm surprised you managed to wear it for like 8 hours every day for 15 months or
It actually
something.
calmed me, man. Like this is kind of weird, man. I actually noticed like I would actually got like a little bit of like low back relief, man. My lower abs felt better, dude. Like my low back was feeling a little bit better. Just like because I'll be hanging it, like at least 6 hours a day. But yeah, it is wild, man. And also like sometimes my penis would get a little bit sore, but I would just use some jojoba oil and rub on it, the glands. But personally, man, I wish I had a better device, because now that like you kind of enlightened me, man, all the other devices out there that are like
Yeah.
a way more comfortable, I was like, wow, like that could have made my journey a lot smoother. And who knows, man, even better gains. Like it really.